Okay, I believe I am up. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Christopher. I am an illustrator with Aphantasia, and I am drawing cartoons from memory, uh, which is interesting. Aphantasia means I have no visual imagination and or memory, so I have to like rely on. I remember lots of things without a visual. It's not like totally crazy. Um, but it is harder to remember details like this. Usually when I do illustration, I am doing from references or um, other things I have like rules and stuff for that I've created that I know how to make. Um, but for these cartoons, I don't have those unless I've studied them before, which has happened once or twice. I have no idea how they're going to be. So I give them a try and it's fun. So here we go. We're going to give it a spin, the wheel of cartoons, and see. You can see me on the stream. Okay, and we're gonna give it a spin and see how it goes. I always get nervous here. Oh, I did want to check to make sure Maggie Simpson and Bart Simpson and Lisa Simpson are on here. Um, we have Milhouse Van Houten. I don't see them, so I'm going to add them on here real quick before we get started. All right, we'll do Bart Simpson, Lisa Simpson, Maggie Simpson. Should we do let's do the parents also. Homer, Marge. I don't know if we had them before. I don't think so. So, all right. We will give this a spin. What did I get? Schroeder. I literally do not know who this is. I don't even have a guess. Okay. I've gotten a hint. From the Peanuts expert. He's from Peanuts and he plays the piano. So that's good. That's good. I know of this character, so I think we'll be able to give it a pretty good go. I'm just trying to bring up this stream to make sure it's working. Yep, it says one person is watching. That's me. So that's lucky. All right, here goes. We'll remove him and we'll get to drawing. Okay, so first we're going to do a sketch layer, but with a peanut, I think it should be pretty good. So I think he's like basically always facing this direction, right? So the peanuts, I did a peanut the other day and I did poorly, but I remember like sort of the proportions and stuff. So I'm just giving a sketch to try to like, before I get in too detailed, to like kind of get an idea of what I'm working with. Oh, hello. Owen, the Lego Master is back. I'm doing Schroeder from Peanuts. I don't remember what his hair is, but it's going to be something like, oh, Peanuts did a lot of references, so I'm going to guess his hair is sort of like the classic idea of Beethoven's hair, just like this, big and messy. Oh, stop switching to. Oh, thank you so much. This is the okay. All right, so we got the arms back there. I forget what their hands looked like. Um, I think they're kind of just normal hands, but a little bit blocky. There we go. I don't know what his face will look like, but let's just do Like, the heck? All right, so I'm drawing cartoons from memory. This is Schroeder, which some people might know. I didn't. He's the piano playing kid from Peanuts. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I think he's like has I keep drawing his mouth smiling, but I like for some reason I feel like he has a serious mouth. Let me get in there. It's kind of frowny, which wasn't what I wanted, but here, we'll just kind of do that. There we go. Okay, this is this the sketchy part. Let's get in and do a layer of nicer lines. I think we're going to stick with, usually we change to a solid pen, but I think we're going to stick with this brush. We're just going to make it like darker. Oh, I did not. I wrote that down. I thought of it last night when I was in bed. I was like, I have to check that out. I totally could not remember the channel name, but I was also in bed, so I didn't have my phone. This is two. So yeah. All right, we're going to just use a pen. This is acting up. Here we go. So we're doing a layer of harder lines just to kind of lock in the um, sketch. I'm doing Schroeder. I always thought it was Schrodinger for some reason. From Peanuts. I'm sketching from memory. So I'm making some guesses based on some educated guesses, some inferences, some what must be memories that I don't like remember, I know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with his hands. Oop, it's not terrible. I used to avoid drawing hands a lot. I think that's like a really common thing when you're an artist and you're doing your own thing, especially when you're like practicing. Uh, you just kind of avoid drawing the hand because like it's gonna look bad and it's gonna be a lot of work to get right. And like you don't, this is not what you're here for. You're trying to capture like something else, which is why you're drawing. You're not trying to capture this hand. This isn't hand practice time. But recently I've just sort of like kind of done somewhere in between trying to do a really good hand and not, and just like going with it. And I think that's been really working out for me. Like, I don't know why I made this piano 3D at all. I'm contemplating undoing it. What's done is done. No, let's undo it. Let's have it be a perfect side view. There's no reason to introduce the third dimension into this. Okay. For some reason I have ba 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 da da ba ba da ba, but I don't think that had anything to do with Schroeder. In my mind, like he just wrote that song. That was him. In a lot of drawing programs, you can hit the button to draw straight lines. That's what I'm doing here. No reason to get fancy. It's not straight lines in any direction. I think with Photoshop, it's up, down, and 45 degrees. Can I do? No, it's just up and down. And left and right. Left, right, up, down. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. Then I don't have to draw like the back legs also. No one wants to do that. Okay. I didn't really flesh out his legs, so we're just going to do that in the more solid ink. All right. We got his feet just kind of chilling. His back leg you don't see, so I'll just give another foot. There we go. Whoop. Okay. This isn't terrible. We've got some bottom edge of the hair here. We'll leave his eyes closed. And we'll give him a mouth. There we are. We'll fix his arm. All right. Fix his shoulder. Got a little short there. Oh, like my volume is low? Or I am speaking quietly. Should I be talking a little bit more excitedly? Yeah, I don't think my microphone volume has changed, but it might. No, it's all the way up, but sometimes it still has trouble. I have restarted my computer and messed around with some things. So I'm a little bit, it might be a little off. If anyone else thinks I'm quiet, I would love to hear that in the chat. Oh, that was quiet. All right. Here's Schroeder. Schroeder's cat is over here on the piano. What's Schroeder's cat? All right, here's Schroeder. I guess I'll throw some color on. I don't even know. Like, what does this kid look like? Is he wearing pajamas? Oh, we'll stick with the Beethoven theme because I think that, what's his name? Uh, Chuck? What is his name? Schultz. I think Charles Schultz would do a Beethoven joke and make him look like Beethoven. So we'll give him some coattails and that's it, like black pants. All right. So we're not going to do black. We'll do like a really dark gray for the coloring in of this. We'll do like a blue gray because that reads darker than a red gray, or it reads more neutral, I guess, more black. This is a little bit sketchier than I usually do, but I don't think that's a huge problem. This is fine. There we go. Whoops. There we go. I want it a little bit lighter, but I can do that here in the after. So we can still see the outline of the kid. All right, and we'll do these ones, his legs. Same color, he'll be wearing a suit. I thought the only other way to do it would be to make his pants like white or to have him be wearing like shorts, but I thought this was better, just to have him wearing a suit. I missed the back arm. This feels more likely. I don't know. I have a memory of him like just wearing a jacket, but I don't know if I've made that up or what. like jacket, no pants. And I don't think it's worth like making that guess and then being wrong. Like, and if it was a suit, I would kick myself. I would feel like you knew it was a suit. Why did you do this crazy thing with no pants? That's nutty. All right. I always do human color darker. I just in the color picker for some reason I think it's should be this color or not quite this color. I knew this one was dark, but I feel like it should be a dark color. And then when I actually get it onto the person, I'm always like, "Oh my gosh, why did I do that?" Right now I'm coloring over the lines a little bit, but that's okay because we're going to just move this behind the lines and that will solve that problem. Having it be able to color into the lines just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to be super careful. And then what I'm doing here is I'm making an outline. I'm making basically a shape, and then I'm going to come in and use the paint bucket and just fill that shape up. Now it's on its own layer, so I just bring it down, change it to multiply there. And then because it's always too dark, I'm just going to lighten it right up. There we go. That feels fine. And then I don't know. I couldn't tell you what his hair color is, so I'm just going to do like this. I'm just going to kind of scribble it on. This is what I think his hair would look like. Yeah, I think his hair looks like that. Let's do it. I'm going to paint his shoes black because shoes are always really I don't know. Shoes should be blackest black. This is not blackest black. It's close enough. There we go. And we'll give the shoes a specular highlight. Is it specular? Specular? Here we won't because I can't find white. Here we go. Shing. All right. And then let's see what he really looks like. Schroeder peanuts. Hi, Sandy Davis. How do you do? I just drew Schroeder. Oh man, he is nothing. Let's see if he's in a suit. He's nothing like I thought. He is not. He is in his shorts sometimes, though. All right. At least I got his hair color right. I did not get his piano right. This is he and this is me. Let's, here we go. So, eh, he is wearing shorts. The piano does have a little 3D to it. Eh, overall, not great, not terrible. At least he's sitting in a piano. The the style he has for the characters is really interesting. I've not really gone in and studied Schultz, but he like is a man after my own heart. The way his ink is so it's like it's not sloppy, it's not laid down sloppy, but there's a lot of like line variation. So like this, I think this was done very small, like on the page. I don't know if you're using a phone, my guess would be how big's a phone? If you're using like a regular phone, my guess it would be about this big on the page. Um, just by the way the ink is flowing down onto the page with the practice is a lot of variation, but not a lot of detail after, like, or not detail. There's a lot of detail, but not a lot of control. And I think that to me, it looks like something about this big is small. And so I like to work small like that because you're like kind of forced to make, like, let the ink make some of the choices for you. It's hard to explain better than that, but you can't get really specific, right? So if I'm working from here, which is what I would do if I was going to make this in his style. So that's like I wouldn't try to do this like, oh, I might do that eye. But these hand details, I couldn't do those. They would just bleed together. So you do have to like, you're kind of forced to do a different style of hand, to do different lines for like the pattern on the shirt and stuff like that. All right, let's spin the wheel, see what's next. I haven't done a physical stream in a little while, and I have not done an ink stream at all yet. And I totally should. I love to paint, or I love to use I use dip pens and real ink. Um, and it's real nice. It's getting a little sticky, not sticky, but here we go. Say goodbye, Schroeder. Say hello to the Wheel of Names. All right, we'll give it a go. Give it a spin. Uh, there's still some really good ones that I'd be excited to draw, and there's some ones that I'd be like, oh no. Okay, Elroy. So this is Jetsons, if you want to see that, and it's the boy child of the Jetsons. I'm like tempted to do, we were just talking about not Jim Davis, Charles Schultz. And I'm tempted to do that style, but this is, I think, like in the Hanna-Barbera, just because it was fun. We were just talking about it, but I think this is in like the Hanna-Barbera style. Or no, I think it's like, I think this style is called Caltech, um, where they like use repeating backgrounds. They cut corners and they use like abstract or very, very stylistic pieces in order to sort of simplify the field of vision, like what you're looking at, and also make the job of animating it easier because like there's less stuff going on. I think I will still do a sketch. I was tempted to just jump right in, but it would be a disservice to me. Um, so Elroy, Elroy, Elroy. Whoa, what is happening? Okay. Elroy, Elroy, Elroy. So, I always think of there's like oop eep oop op op or something like that. And that's oh eep op 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 eep op 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 op. And like that's what I think of. That's Judy, I think, is the girl. And so I always think of that when I think of Jetsons. I think Elroy is like very, he's got like a very round head. Oh, yeah, my pencil is acting strange. There we go. Oh, okay. Hey, my hi Christian. Thanks for stopping in. My OBS, my streaming software disappeared and I did not notice. Sorry if I missed you for a second. So I think he wears a hat. I think he wears a hat with a propeller. I know I just drew somebody yesterday who had a hat with a propeller and he didn't have one, and that seems crazy. This is not a gimmick. I don't just think all cartoon characters have a hat with a propeller. Um, I promise. I really think I thought it last time too, so I guess that's not a very good. Okay, I'm doing Elroy. I have no idea what his face looks like. I had like an idea that Judy's face sort of like, I don't know, it does something in the mouth area or like her chin. I can't figure it out. Every time I try to draw what I think is in my mind, like it doesn't translate. It like I keep doing this thing where my eraser doesn't come up. And then instead of erasing, I'm just using a really, really big pencil. Okay. Okay, my pencil's back. Okay, so I think we're just gonna do with the idea that they would err on the simpler side. I think we're just gonna do like Daria, what I call Daria eyes, because they're the first eyes I ever saw that did this, where they're just like it. There's no space, no color. It's just like I've done here. Like this would all be solid if we put ink over it. I'll show you. I'll put ink over it right now. Watch me. So when you put ink over it, it's just going to look like this. It's all solid. And then sometimes I leave just a little bit, although I don't think they would really in the cartoon. But, and then without the sketch, this is what it looks like. I think of those as like Daria eyes, like I said, because just Daria was the first cartoon that I um, had tried to draw that had that style. And not every character in Daria is like that. Oh man, I hope Elroy has a hat. Now I've drawn a South Park Elroy. Okay, let's get serious. Let's get serious. So I am drawing Elroy from my memory. Elroy of the Jetsons from my terrible, terrible memory. I'm trying to like his body must be at least as big as his head, at least as wide as his head. I don't remember what the Jets. I know George Jetson looks kind of like just a bunch of pipes stuck together. I have no idea what George Jetson's head looks like though. Maybe like a weird sci-fi Elvis. Anyway, but I have no idea what Elroy's like. Was he in the show? Did I watch the show? I don't know. Some sort of futuristic clothing. Well, like another like splurt out on the side here. In the future, that's called a splurt. And then like like really classic. I don't want to think about drawing legs or body correctly. Legs and body. I'm just like hard hard little triangles. Not even pipes, like funnels. Okay, and just black shoes. This is the style of this is very like stylized, right? So just black shoes is probably fine. I don't know what does the boy of the future have in his hands? Like a hoverboard? He's like, "Hey dad, can we go hoverboarding?" And his dad's like, "Man, when I was a kid, hoverboards didn't even hover. You don't know how good you have it." And he's like, "That is not the question I asked, Dad. I asked if you wanted to go hoverboarding with me." My dad never went hoverboarding with me. Toxic parents are toxic. All right. This is Elroy Jetson, or my best guess at Elroy Jetson. Yeah, I think I think we're ready to do a little inking. I think the inking's going to come out really well. I I don't know if this is right, but I think it's good. So I'm fine with that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Not perfect, but good enough for now. If I was going to do this for real, you know, like, oh, hey, ZTR and worm on a string. So I should try to figure out a way to draw people. By far the best sampling of chopsticks. Oh, because it would be nice to like be able to draw subscribers or figure something like that out. Maybe I don't want to have to draw everybody. Maybe I would draw everybody eventually, but we'd have to figure out some sort of like lottery or mailing list or something like that. I got really focused on this boy of the future over here. All right. I don't know what color his clothes are, but my heart is telling me it's green. Yeah, that's the Jetsons theme. Oh, yeah, the sample, like, yeah, yeah, that is a really good use of chopsticks, actually. So true. Because it's like, it really evokes an emotion. It's not trying to reference other references of chopsticks. It's trying to do something by itself. And I feel like with chopsticks, that's rare nowadays. But I guess this came out in the 60s. When did chopsticks come out? Oh, so close. Oh, wrong way. Sometimes I try to make this so I can draw it as a straight line. What this being just whatever line I'm trying to draw right now. That's good. I'm going to keep it. Because Photoshop only lets you draw lines straight up and down. So if you want to draw a straight line on your line that's not straight up and down, you have to twist the canvas to get it straight up and down. And then you can draw the line like that. I walk the line. Boom, boom. I don't always do it, but sometimes for really long lines like this. You can also just draw a line with a pen and then ask them. So you just hit the pen tool, draw a line, and then you go to your paths and just say, put a line on that line. So that's usually easier, but it breaks up the workflow, so I don't always do it. Sometimes it's better to be messing around with something that doesn't break up the workflow than to go do the proper quote unquote thing, but your workflow's all over the place. Oh, I'm having like, there's something going on. I might need to replace the tip of my drawing tablet pencil. Yeah, what's a good way to be able to draw followers? Or I guess theoretically randos. I wouldn't mind that either. Well, definitely if you want something specific drawn, you can leave it in a comment, preferably on like a video that exists on the channel. Short, long, doesn't matter. I will see the comments. I see all the comments. And I will consider drawing it. And I think right now that's the best way to get me to draw something. I guess ear. I didn't plan for it, but let's put an ear there. All right, I think that's the ink. Nope, I'm missing a whole arm. Although it's fine. I actually don't know this song. Walk the Line. I hear my some open all the time. Oh yeah, I shouldn't sing. La di da di da di da do di di do la di da di do. All right, let's see it. What does it look like without the sketch? Not bad, not great, not bad. All right, clean up on aisle all of this. Just kind of separate out the edge of the hoverboard from, whoops, from the rest of the drawing. That'll make it easier to see what's going on. All right. Bring that roundy uppy. Whoops. Let me get a real eraser, pen eraser. I'm always switching because I switch from pencil to pen. Then you need the different erasers. It just makes life easier. Okay. I think that's pretty much the long and the short of it. Let's get some color on. What are ailerons? Are they the things that lift the plane up? They're like the official name of the flaps. Is that right? If I think that might be it. We'll get some texture on here, although I don't think he had texture on this in his universe. We'll get some little buttons, some little pockets. Nothing on the pants. His face looks ridiculous to me. It looked totally fine before. Ah, well, it's too late now. There's no going back. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the pink color. Yeah, you like him with the giant head? Yeah, it's a cartoon. He might really look like this. It's just I doubt it. This is a first draft kind of look, and I mean they were rushy and stylized, but they aren't that rushy and stylized. But I would definitely like I would draw this as a cartoon for something. Like I don't think this is bad. I just don't think it is gonna look like Elroy. Man, I really feel like they're so close. Like I don't think like it almost feels like I could remember them if I tried. All right, we'll lighten that up a little bit. Let's make him a little bit yellower. Yeah. this is also the wrong color. Let's do it again. Too light, too, not the right color. Too pink, too yellow. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. All right. I have no idea what the hat. I'm starting to think he doesn't even have a hat. I can't believe I did another Tweedledee Tweedledum propeller cap. Is there a specific name for a propeller cap? I seem to remember as a little kid, I knew the name for a propeller cap. And I'd be like, do you know what the name of a propeller cap? You know what the name of that is? And people would be like, I don't, it's just a propeller cap. And I'd be like, no. And then I would know the name. I was an annoying little kid. All right. I don't know. We'll do all the shirt green. We'll do all the shirt green, and then we'll move on from there. So I think right now the best way to do a solid color is to just outline that color in the color itself on a new layer, and then paint bucket it in. And then you don't have to worry about the outlines of like different spaces as long as it's all connected. You don't have to worry about like making sure you get right up to the edge, because sometimes when you have black outlines, the edge gets like not quite, it's not quite a hard line between black and white. It kind of fades from one to the other. And when you're selecting the empty space in between, it can make it hard to capture that. You can like expand your selection, which is what I often do. But then it's a matter of making sure, like, if you're going to select it, you can either draw the selection like I'm doing now with the selection tool instead of the lasso tool instead of the color, or you can use the magic selector, and that's great, but then they have to be all like actually contained within themselves, and it gets to the point where it's really a toss-up, which is going to be the best way to do it. Yeah, that is also too dark. Let's do that. That feels good. That's too bright. That feels good. Yeah, right there. And then I don't know. I don't know what to do for his pants or his hat. For, you know what, for the pants, this might seem crazy. I am going to do the same color, but I'm going to leave it dark this time. In the future, they have single color outfits. They really, really hate clashing. They really hate the clash, and they misunderstood the difference between the Clash, the band, and clashing, which stylistically. And so, in order to register their deep dislike for the band The Clash, they only wear single color for fear of ever accidentally implying that they like The Clash, the band, by clashing stylistically. They have adopted an entire society. There we go. Yeah, yeah, all right. Okay, I'll do black shoes. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do the shoes like triangles. Let's see. I don't know why. Something something spoke to me. All right, give it a little erasey basey. Erase, erase the bass like Ace the bass. Was Ace the bass very trebly music? Because if it was, then that would be a funny pun. And if not, it doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to do red. I think hats like this are red. I really like the old comics. It's like the stylistically also, not just the storylines and stuff, but also and old printing in general. Uh, I'm I worked in printing for a long time. I still work in printing. And so I really like old examples of printing. And very often they are misregistered, which means like they just don't quite line up with where they're supposed to be. And so you get like red is especially, I don't know why red does it especially. If I had to guess, I'd say the ink was thin, but red did it a lot. And you would see like it would just be over printed on one side and like under printed on the other, like that. And I really love that. I still, even though like I know it's technically wrong and it's not supposed to be like that, I think it's great. I have seen it where it's really, really bad, where it's like, I like it when it's between like 1 and 3 millimeter, like very small, like between a couple, like a 64th and I don't know, 5/64ths of an inch. When it gets really, really off, it's not good. I don't know what to do for the bottom of his hat, so let's just do dark red. I'm not sure. Like the brim. I guess I could have done dark blue. I haven't really done that. When I have no idea the character, it's really hard to do the color. I mean, I knew who this character was, but when I don't have any like inkling of what they look like, it's hard to choose colors because I don't even have a good guess. Oh, and I guess the hoverboard will be like bright pink because bright pink's cool. Hoverboards are cool. Checks out. All right. All right, I guess I have to look up Elroy. This guy. Astro was the Jetsons' dog. I would have remembered him. I mean, I don't. I think he would probably just look like, okay, not terrible. He did have blonde hair. I mentioned that I was just going to accidentally, oops, come on. There we go. That I was going to accidentally, oh, hey, Master of Drawing. How are you? He was wearing green, so that's good. And there was a collar. I did get that right. I left it green, but that's pretty good. He's having a hat, and you can't see it here because of the, but you see here, he has a doodad on the top of his head. So I didn't do as bad as you might think. Oh, WebP, that's the problem. This WebP format, because like, it's, it's not. I don't want to, I'm not trying to buy this. I just want to see, this is good enough. We can see. I'll just copy this image. This isn't meant to be. Oh, his collar's red here. Yeah, Not terrible. Not great. He doesn't have a hoverboard. He has a rocket pack. I think the eyes are close. I think I could have gone, I didn't even think even simpler. I said the whole time, very stylistic, very simple. That's why I did like a circle head and stuff, but I have to remember to go even simpler. Like, yeah, for cartoons, I just have to go even simpler. Like, look at the line here on the top. His head, they just draw the head, right? Like, here's the head shape. And then to draw the hat, they just go like this. That's the hat. Like, yeah, it's great. I this style of cartoons made so many cartoons possible because it was just so much simpler to work on that they could, get more done. This looks like his mom. No, this looks like Wilma. Um, yeah, ah, extra, extra simple. I have to remember. Yeah, because this is not the first cartoon where I did okay, and then when I look back at it, the big difference was I was thinking, oh, it should be simple, but my simple is still like way more complicated than it has any right to be. But it's deceptive because you think like, oh, just keep it simple. Like really keeping it simple is a lot of work. You have to like spend a lot of time refining the process, figuring out what's the most important bits and bobs to make it work. Like if I did another version of this guy, it would be pretty easy to be like, oh, having his collar be the same color just doesn't make it pop, and you would change it to orange after maybe like one or two drafts, right? Because it would just fit. That's what it would work. And then if you were drawing this over and over and over again, you would stop. You wouldn't make the collar this like ruffled, frilly, even if you liked it, because like you're drawing it too many times, and so it would get simplified down into just like a ring. And that's like being able to get to the simplified version right away is a real talent. So like if you can do that, you got something. All right, what time is it? I can do one more. Unless it's something really crazy or really bad, then I'm gonna cut out early. I'm gonna spin the wheel and leave. Um, but let's try for one more. Whoops. Technical difficulties. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I have my seltzer. All right. Somebody I can draw, please. Before I do, anyone have any what is it called? Not expectations. Suggestions? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm looking to see. Like Phineas and Ferb, I've heard a lot about, and I've seen them multiple times. I've never watched the show. I follow Dan Poppenmeiver on YouTube. Love him. Uh, yeah, Blossom. Okay, I know Blossom. Judy is Doug's sister, I think. I'm looking to see. I think I would be happy to try Velma. I think that's interesting. I know she has an orange sweater. Skibbity Toilet, I think, is the 3D guy coming out of the toilet, the 3D head. So I would try, that's what I would draw if I got Skibbity Toilet. Yosemite Sam, is that the guy with the really long mustache? Uh, all right, here goes. Here goes. Okay, okay. Lisa the Simpson. I think this is something that I can do. No, I just did that for 10 minutes. All right. I wanted to see, I guess now is not the time. I wanted to see if I could make the stream play the DuckDuckGo, the when the wheel of, it's like you got this thing and it's like pew 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 pew. Hey Nanochi, I am an illustrator. I'm Christopher. I am drawing cartoon characters from memory. The twist is I have no visual imagination, no visual memory. I have aphantasia. So sometimes I get very far off. I think Lisa Simpson, I think I'm going to be okay. Like, I know a lot about her, just like rules of animation, like rules of the character, right? She wears like a red dress. She has pearls like her mother. She has spiky hair. I know the Simpsons' eyes are like always connected and have the single dot. Um, but like I can't envision um, Lisa Simpson in my mind, but I do know all these things about how her character looks, and so then I try to draw it. Yeah, I think that's everything. Stick around if you'd like to see that. I'm going to do a sketch first. I think this one will go relatively quickly. So I am also new. I mostly do illustration. I have done some animating, but just basically like hand drawn frame by frame stuff. Uh, oh, hi, Roslov. I am drawing cartoon characters from my memory, but I have aphantasia, so my memory's terrible. Well, it's fine. It's good, but it's bad at envisioning things. Aphantasia means I have no visual memory or imagination. I can't envision things. So I know Lisa has spiky hair. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think Bart has 9 and she has 11. Like I said, I know the Simpsons' eyes are white circles and they connect almost all the time and they just have like dots. That's in the wrong spot, but yeah, so as for suggestions for animating, I think it really depends so much on what you want to do. Uh, maybe uh, like storyboarding can be really important for animating, and it also will help you like show other people what you're talking about when you're trying to explain your animation. So that's a good place to start drawing characters and poses and in scenes and areas. Like if you want to animate like for example a cartoon show. Um, what does Lisa's mouth and look like? Ah, I that gets a little complicated because I am trying to do it from memory. Um, it's not that if you don't know how they look and you're also like playing along and you have suggestions that you think might be right, I'd say feel free to do them. But if you do know how the character looks and you're like trying to help me get it right, I think it's better that we watch me be a little foolish and see where I end up. So I know their ears are just round. Gosh, what? Her eyes are not circle enough. There we go. This is I mean, her eyes will look better when I finish them off correctly. We won't make her frown. I keep making her frown. Ugh. I use Photoshop and graphic tablet. All right, I am feeling really weird about the face, so I am going to just, there's something up. I think maybe I'm not in the right shape. I'm gonna see, this would be her pearls. I'm just gonna move on and come back. I don't want to like beat myself up so much. And then, oh, I've come back. Whoops. Okay, let's get to the dress. Oh, I moved the pearls over. Okay, I'm batting 1,000. Here we go. I need to draw a line. So let's do her dress. I know is basically just it comes straight down. It has like the ragged edge. Like, does Marge also have a ragged edge on her dress? Short sleeve. I know she has just arms. Her arms have 3 fingers. Oh, thank you, Nanochi. I don't. I am trying to take a look at a bunch of different animation programs right now. What I usually do is I draw the frames individually and then I put them together, sometimes even just in like a Premiere or something, which is what I use to edit my shorts and stuff. But, that's not, that has no animation tools. It doesn't have like onion skinning or, but like, it doesn't help you with tweening or anything like that. So I always am looking flip a clip. So it's like a flip book. That's an interesting one. I might take a look at that. Or I assume it's like a flip book. Okay. So we're kind of back to the face. She just has little feet. I think she wears like red sandals. Oh, my table's shaking. I feel an earthquake. Oh, can't sing, can't sing. That's not catchy. Okay. All right, don't draw crazy Lisa. Let's have her just kind of looking at us. I think that's the best way we're gonna get. I'm trying to do what is ultimately a complicated draw and get her to be looking 3/4. Oh yeah, beginner friendly. That I'll give it a check. Flip a arrow, I'll write it down over here. I will eventually go through these files and I will see this. And if I haven't already, I will download it. All right, I might have to actually, okay. All right, that's not bad. I've read the animation guide for The Simpsons, but I don't remember all that. She looks like a Muppet. I think it might just be, well, it's kind of her mouth. Hmm. I don't think her eyes are too big, but I bet you like a very small change in the shape and the spot spacing of the eyes, like changes exactly what she looks like. Oh yeah, I could probably make a stream checking it out. I could check it out a little tiny bit, and if I think it's valid, I could pop on a stream. I'll put it on, I'll run it by my manager. Come on, Lisa, what do your eyes actually look like? Like, I know so much about your eyes. Why can't I make them look right? I don't know. It's time for the next layer. It's time to start. This is what I got. She looks more like Eliza. Dang. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do circles. Hey, I'm gonna use all the tools at my disposal. All right. Okie dokie. Mhm. 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 The mouth. I'm just gonna draw a mouth that I would draw, which is not what Lisa Simpson's mouth looks like. But I cannot think of what her mouth looks like. Like I know rules, like you're never supposed to draw individual teeth unless the intent is to freak people out. That's a rule in this how to draw and animate The Simpsons. Oh yeah, she does look like a little bit of Rick Sanchez. And then like I don't know, that's one of the rules I know about the teeth. But I can't I don't know how to draw just her mouth without a reference. It's so funny. My dumb brain works. Let's try let's try giving her since I do remember that one thing about her teeth, let's try doing an open Simpsons mouth with teeth. I think you get a little bit of tongue on the bottom, and then all this will be black, but we'll fill that in when it comes time to color. Same with the eyes. We'll do the eyes when it comes time to do the color, which is rapidly approaching. So it's no, I find inking, which is this what I'm doing, this step where you put ink over the sketch. Like, for some reason, I find it so much harder on the computer. Like, sketching, fine. I mean, do I like my sketches better on paper? Yeah. But, oh, should we? I know this is like really old. Um, should we make her be doing the sheesh? I will definitely check and see if Rick and Morty are on the the spinner. But this is my last drawing for the evening. Two fingers and then the pinky and the thumb, and then the hand, and then the arm, and then the other part of the arm. Her arm's a little short. There we go. There we go. That looks about right. Almost. I'll move everything up a little. That'll be the thumb. That'll be the hand. That'll be the arm. There we go. I think that's good. Back to the inking. So I'm sure everybody here is too old. I don't know. I don't. A few years ago, like in ancient times, people would do this hand gesture and then they would say sheesh. And I just had accidentally drawn one arm to be like out like that. So I thought, here we go. Whoops. I'm like doing half stovepipe arms and like half bendy pipe cleaner arms and half like actual person arms. I need to make up my mind. Get a grip. All right, something like that. Yeah, I'll come back after the, I'll come back if I need to. One of the biggest things that changed how I draw for the better was to remember just like if I think for a second, oh, that's probably good enough, and I can't articulate in my mind what I could do to make it better right now, even if I know in theory it could be better, I try to walk away. Just like then come back and later you will be able to tell why you think it will be better. And then you can make it better then. I don't always do it, but I try. Ah, one thing I always have to remember is you can move the paper on the computer. Like I should move it more. Oh my God. Oh man, the eyes, it's so much worse than I remember. We have to do something. Why can't I, why can't I change the size of these? Thank you, Evie. I'm trying to draw Lisa Simpson from memory. I have aphantasia, which means I can't envision things. And it's very funny to me because I literally watched an episode of The Simpsons before I started streaming. So I just saw Lisa Simpson. I just have no idea what her eyes look like. It's killing me. What the heck? No. Oh, okay. I will take that hint and give it a try. Let's go back to the sketch phase. Let's erase some nose. Let's go back to the sketch phase and see what we get if I try. Erase all that. Get rid of that. Monstrous. What happened to my pencil? I think that does look better. All right. I think that does look better. I'm going to try it. Yeah, it's not going to get good. Okay. Their eyes. Oh, I remember I got into a, not a tiff. What is it when you're right, but someone else won't admit it? One of those. I got into one of those because I was saying the Simpsons' eyes almost always touch. So there we go. I'm doing that. Now it's just her mouth that looks weird. That's good because we can just erase the mouth. Dang it. It almost looked right. All right. That's that's what I got. Oh, it says I'm frozen. Am I back? Am I working? YouTube is giving me a big warning. Don't know why. Okay. But I'm going to try one last thing to see if it makes any difference. I'm going to try to make her whole face bigger. It's too big. Nope. Alright, doesn't make a difference. We're going for the color now. Oh my god, it looks so wrong. I really don't know how to make this better. You think it should be bigger? Okay, I'm gonna try a little bit bigger. Come on. Whoop. My, is the girl's name. Alright, this is as good as I get. Let's do the color. Whoa. Okay, Simpsons color. I'm just gonna get rid of these spaces so we can paint bucket. Okay. Any space, any, yep. If we just get rid of these, or if we hadn't made them in the first place, also would have been a valid solution before, not now, because that would involve time travel. Then we don't have to, I don't know, I know her shoes are red. I don't know her shoes are red. I don't know anything visually. My guess is her shoes are red. Wow. Cool. Lovely. Excellent. Jeez. Okay. Hmm. Why? That doesn't make sense, really. Okay. Okay. So there's a space somewhere. You think it's here? What is? What if we bring? I don't know. I'm just gonna color it. Okay. It's acting bonkers. It does not make any sense. The tool is broken. I'm just coloring it. Oh my god, there's a space right there that I could not see. Done. Dunzo. Where is the black? I have time warp again stuck in my head again. Just cleaning up this line that I forgot to go back to fix. This is the pinky. We gotta make that clear. There we go. Okay. Yep, that feels clear to me. Get the color back in. Okay, this is actually not looking insane. Red dress, pretty sure. too, not the right red. Frozen. Huh? Okay. While this is frozen, I'm going to take a sip of seltzer. I think it's just like we'll put it on its own layer. And then if this red's not right, we can adjust it. We'll give her red shoes. I think before I said like her shoes were, I'm just going to give her all red shoes. I think they are like sandals, but I'm not gonna mess with that. I'm never gonna make those look right. Not today. Are Lisa's pearls and oh, thanks so much, Roslov. I think maybe Lisa's pearls are white, maybe they're pink, maybe they're baby blue. I can't remember. Marge's I think are not white. I'm gonna say Lisa's are white. I think this is it. I think we're gonna look her up, and that'll be the end for today. Ew, did you draw one? Oh, of course. She does wear sandals, and they are white. Dang. It's so funny because, like, I can draw. I can draw this. Yeah, I totally knew that because she has. Actually, I think this drawing is no, unusual because I thought their eyelashes were all. Well, it doesn't matter. Who knows? Yeah, this drawing is a little 3D for the actual animation, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, because I was originally going to draw her like this, you know, 3/4. I don't know. Bart has 9, but he is 9, isn't he? He's often turning 10 because he doesn't have 11th birthday, right? He has his 10th birthday. Oh yeah, even just adding some of the very basics. I knew her nose did that, but I couldn't make it work. And the same, I knew she had ears like that, but I couldn't put them anywhere. It's so rare, and I knew this. I had a whole conversation about that. Yeah, I do have some original characters. Mostly I draw animals. So let me pull some of those up really quickly before I leave. Open. And I have Stella and Steffi. I can draw Stella and Steffi. These are two elephants that I draw regularly every day for a cartoon, a comic rather. So yeah, let me show you those real quick. Oh, if Photoshop doesn't continue to freeze, it's just done. It's done liking me at all. Do I have them around? I draw them on paper every day, so they might be a little, but I have tons and tons of practice, so they might be totally fine. Cancel. Here we go. Okay. So, I'll do Stella first, and I will try just fresh, just as is. So this is Stella. She is an elephant. She's the little sister elephant. It's her. She's waving hi. Yeah, I usually do her in pencil, not in permanent. I would do it. This is a little off, but it's close. And you know, for this angle, I would actually probably change her where her ear is. I think most of the time I would put her ear here, her second ear here. Okay, and then we'll do Steffi. Steffi, grab everybody who's not this. There we go. And turn on the background again. Here we are. Okay, we'll do a Steffi layer. Let's move Stella over to the other side. Usually Stella's on the left and Steffi's on the right. And we'll do Steffi. Steffi is taller. She's the big sister. Steffi, Steffi, Steffi. She is 3 circles tall. So, okay. We'll do her ear first. It's big, but, whoop, that's white. Okay. Her ear first, her head, her, whoop, her eye, and then her trunk will come from here, come up. There we go. Steffi's eye looks like this every single time. Stella's eyes can change a little bit. Steffi's eyes cannot. That is just a rule I made up for myself. Her mouth is a little off. That's fine. Yeah, thanks so much for asking. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being here. This is Steffi. This is her arm. Steffi's for some reason harder to draw without having the pencil underlay. I don't know why. It should be, in theory, about as equally hard. That's Steffi. That's pretty good. These are not terrible. Yeah, I would definitely do these better on paper, but I'm not embarrassed. This is what they're supposed to look like, more or less. And while we're here, I will open up. Oh, that's really great. Yeah, Babar, that's great. Those are, those would be, those are definitely influences on me. So that makes a lot of sense. And then, let's see, some of the, oh yeah, I know where they are. I hope you guys can't see my files. There's a lot of them. They messy. Let's try. Well, here's a couple that I think I can just drop in to the file. What? DuckDuckGo, where'd you come from? Oh, I have to. Oh, okay, I'll just do it this way. So here's a drawing, an illustration I did recently on stream. A different type of stream. Uh, oh, good, you can see this too. Here's another one I did. Here's one. So I draw fine when I'm not trying to remember things from cartoons with my terrible mind's eye. This is one of my favorites. This is Egret with Friend. I love this one. I think it's too much. It gets me. Yeah, so I also do streams like this, although not lately. I've been really busy. We're like having a crazy move. I have to do a video about that actually. But I am definitely going to do a hand drawing like with pencil and paper video pretty soon. I mean live stream pretty soon because I want to. I'm feeling I'm feeling discouraged drawing and getting wrong all these cartoons. It's fun to do, don't get me wrong, but at the end of these videos, or at the end of these live streams where I draw these animals and stuff, I have a drawing that I'm proud of, and sometimes I put on like greeting cards and stuff like that, and I sell them at craft fairs. And when I am finished drawing this, where is she? When I'm finished drawing, uh, here, not that one. I have to hide this is too much. When I'm finished drawing this, like, what am I supposed to do with that? The outline is just gone. It it must have gotten deleted by accident. Yeah, so I started drawing um, a little over 6 years ago. Seriously, I had drawn a little bit here and there before, but I started actually drawing and taking it seriously and doing it on a regular basis a little bit more than 6 years ago. And it was good. I was definitely getting better, but I noticed a huge jump in how much I was drawing and how much better I was getting when I started drawing every day. And I did that, I'd say about 3 years ago. I started drawing like every single day, and that made a big difference. Even I was mostly drawing these characters here, and um, these guys. And so they're pretty simple. It's not like I was getting super detailed and going really crazy, um, but just having to make sure like they were consistent and to see them uh, so they like were facing the same direction and I was doing things like that. It changed how I thought about the line on the page, and I started getting better at all of my drawings just doing these guys just every day. And that then I started doing these animal drawings, and I had tried to do all sorts of styles. I was mimicking other people, and I was practicing like the reason I knew all the Simpsons rules, even though I can't draw them, I know all the rules of animation for the Simpsons and stuff, is because I studied them. I practiced drawing them, which is funny. But once I really found my own style too, that's the other thing, and that it felt like it just came out of nowhere. About a year ago, all of a sudden, I was like, whoa, people like the thing I just do the way I want to do it, and I don't need to like make it pretty or make it look like something else or make it look like what I think people want. And I learned that guy at a Discord group. I was in a just like I think it was a music Discord, and they had a little art channel to post, and I was just posting whatever there, and people are like, "This is great. What are you doing?" Um, and that's when I started drawing. All right, thank you so much. I will, what am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow evening, I will try to set up uh, a, an actual physical drawing stream. Oh, thank you so much, Misha. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Um, I am in the process of really trying to take the next big steps into getting to the point where I want. So that's great. Your blessing is well received. Yeah, I will try to do physical drawings tomorrow on physical paper, and I forgot the physical paper. Um, if not tomorrow, Sunday. We'll do one in the next 2 days. All right. Thanks. Bye. Check me out.